We have this Facebook Live going. We will have it recorded on YouTube as well. So if your friends and families and anybody didn't get a chance to join us today, this will be recorded and available on the YouTube. So that being said, thank you everyone for coming and giving us your time, especially Darryl, who's all the way in Costa Rica, and send us some sunshine, please. And so we're excited to have you, to learn from you, from the Enagic web system, and especially getting the nits and grits about the basic, getting back to basic. So welcome, Darryl. And I also want to welcome Auntie Cami Schultz. She is in Germany. Thank you so much for putting this together, Auntie. You are the core of our nits and grits of getting started. So how exciting it is to have two of you amazing leaders with us today to share us lots of value. So welcome and thank you. Thank you. Take it away, Auntie.
Thank you. I love you, Betty. You always
Love
make me
you.
smile and my heart goes into overdrive. You're so cool, kiddo. She's my adopted niece, by the way, you guys, just so you know, adopted daughter. Yeah. And yeah,
Plug
before
in.
we have Daryl take over, we don't have any icebreaker today because we're excited
Let
to
me
give
see.
him 3 hours. He can speak as long as he wants and teach us. Because the time last time when he started the first time wasn't enough for us, right? But before he comes on board, bitte, please, I'm talking with to someone, and we need you to please mute yourselves for now if you don't mind. Thank you. Housekeeping. Okay, I'll have to mute somebody. I'm sorry. Unless you mute yourself, I'm gonna mute you, okay? All right, thank you. There you go. Thank you, Al. Housekeeping. So we did that with the microphones, and we're lacking one person. There's 3 hosts in this Back to Basics. Sharon is not with us today, so pardon us if we won't be able to cover all your questions and comments on Facebook page. We will be watching here on Zoom the questions in the comment section so we can answer you, but we'll get back to you as soon as the Zoom meeting is done. Yes, and we'll answer any questions you may have on Facebook. We're simulcast on Facebook, of course, and please, we will be sharing it also to Enagic web system connection page, of course. The messages, new Zoom, and just so you know what's coming up in the Back to Basics series. On February 26th is our very own Romy Verdera to inspire us, to motivate us, and to bring us to the next level in our human relationships with each other and others, and also in our business dealings, okay? That's February 26th, same time, 3:30 p.m. and the flyer will be out. All the time zones will be always on there, so don't message me in the middle of the night, what time is it, or what's the Zoom link and all that stuff. It's on the flyer all the time. March 12, we will have Enagic Compliance, Stephen Trapp. You don't want to miss that. Write down all your questions. I know you guys have a lot of questions. March 26, we're trying to get also a special edition with the Enagic twins, Arthur and Danny. Hopefully they can give us their time again. If not, we will have somebody else bringing us all that good stuff, value information that each one of us need to continue on with our journey in our Enagic business, as well as mission and vision. All right. So without further ado, co-founder of Enagic Web System, so proud and so happy and so thankful that he can come and meet us again to teach us of the newest. It is team building using Team ID. Team ID, we've been waiting for this, okay? And Darryl will give all of the information to us. Welcome, Darryl Prusak. It's all yours, Darryl.
Hi, everybody. Thank you so much, Kami. Right, so you asked me to come on and kind of give an introduction and a little bit of a deep dive into it, I suppose, too, into the new feature. So I'm just going to share my screen so that everybody can see it. Okay. So this is a familiar look. This is your EWS back office. The key feature that we're actually talking about today is a much requested feature for Team ID management. If you signed up with EWS, then you already know you had to validate your ID number in order to get an account set up. And when you log in, you'll see that ID number that you validated with listed up here at the very top next to your name. So to get to the Distributor ID Manager, you can just click that number up top, and now you're in the ID Manager. Now, it's very important too that for every single ID that you have, that you personally have, that you come in here and add all of them into the system. That's going to make it a lot easier for you to grow your business and grow your rank and purposefully build your team. So by adding all of your IDs in here, it's going to give you a very easy way to switch between which IDs that you want sales to be booked under. So when you have anybody visiting your website, as you can see right now, I have this ID number here set as my default. So if somebody visited one of my websites right now and placed an order, it would be booked to the highest sale level on that ID. So if I just wanted to change it real quick to a different ID, I just come in here and I click set as default and it's done. Now, any further sales that happen on any one of my websites or through Enagic Mobi, it will automatically be booked to the ID that I have set there as a default. Now, these are the standard features. These have been in here for a very long time, but I'm just covering them to make sure everybody is in the clear of how to actually set this up. You'll also see over here with your ID number, you'll see an ability to click here and set the actual name or business name that is associated with that ID number. It's very important to add that. Most of you probably don't have that set up. So make sure that you add that and make it exact to the ID number. And then also you have the ability to tag your IDs. Many of us have many IDs, so you have to actually, type something memorable so you'll remember which ID goes to what. Just by clicking on tag, you can put in anything you want. That'll help you remember what that ID number is. It has no other impact whatsoever as to just let you know what is what. And the one exception to that is if you tag it as UConn. So we have an UConn website, and if any sales happen through that UConn website, you need that sale to go to your UConn ID. So for that purpose, you will actually want to tag it as UConn to make sure that that is the ID that gets used on that website for any of those UConn sales. So make sure you guys have that set up right. You can set your sales levels, whichever leg that you actually want things to go into. The default is your highest leg. And that's the basis of Distributor ID Manager. Now onto the new feature that we've actually implemented. This is called Team IDs. Team IDs enables you to link your account with your team members' accounts. You can do so by, currently we have it only by request. So you can just click this little chat bubble down here and make a request to our support staff. If you know the username, you can put that in, say, I need to link up with this user, or you can just put in their ID numbers that you want to link up to, and we'll do a search in our database and create the link for you. Later, you'll be able to do that yourself, but for this introductory period, we're going to handle all links. Once you have links, once you've requested them and we've actually added them to your account, you'll see them listed here in your team IDs. And you can just click on it and you can see all of the IDs that that link has given you access to. So if Kami was in my downline and I wanted to pass some sales on to her, I can actually come into her team ID listing here, and I can pick the ID. I can see that this crown means that this is the default that she has set up now. So now I know what she intends her default to be. That might be useful when you're making your decision on which ID you want to put the sales to. In either case, you can click on any one of these, and it just tells you what's going to happen. We're going to select the rank to book sales to on this ID number. So you can pick any one of these legs here to book your sales to, and then we click submit. So now we've just set our default to Kami's ID on the 1A lane. So we come over here to your IDs again. You'll notice my ID number has changed up top. This is always going to show you your default ID. right? So that's not necessarily my ID now. Now that's Kami's ID, but it's my default. So that always tells you when you're in your back office, it's a reminder for what you have set up. Once you have that team ID selected, you'll notice some changes happen on this page here. It's going to make sure you are aware that your default distributor ID is set to your team member, and it's going to tell you what sales level that is set to. It's also going to automatically set what your previously set default. It's going to set that as the enroller for the sale. So it will automatically apply what I had set as default before as the enroller for any sales that go in. So it's going to go under this position, but with this as the enroller. Now this is, some of you might be scratching your head wondering, why am I doing this, and what is the purpose of that? I certainly was, because not being a distributor myself, I'm not all that well versed on how the theory behind building your rank and building your team. But as I understand it, you, especially with the latest promotion that was going on, you want to build more 6As in your downline. And this tool actually helps you to do that. Once you identify some ID number in your downline that you want to build up, because maybe it's just 10 away from going 6A, you want to build that ID number up. You get it linked in here with your account. You select that ID number, and then automatically the sales that will be produced through your websites and your Enagic mobile app will get booked to that position. And if you do have the enroller set, it'll also label you as the enroller. So commissions are per usual. So this is how you can build your team in ranks. And it's a brand new feature. So just work with us on anything that you find, anything that you need. That's how this feature came about to begin with, is just listening to what leaders really needed to help them build their ranks. So we built what they needed. Now, another thing that we were asked is, how do we change the enroller, right? So we added these little crowns here on the side. The crown means enroller. So if you do have a team member selected and you want to change the enroller to this ID, just click that crown and it's done. Simple as that. So this is how you manage your distributor IDs and how you can actually start building rank. If you're doing, your website sales or Mobi sales, this will automatically set all that up for you, and you don't have to fall back to paper all the time just because you're working on helping out team members or building your rank. So that's about it. Are there any questions on this feature?
I have a question. Is that for only the purchased website from Enagic, or is that for all distributors when they register, once they register on the back office?
This will work for all distributors. However, only the upgraded members have the e-commerce feature anyway. So if you're upgraded and you're using e-commerce, you can add all of your team members who might be on the free plan. It's okay. It totally works because all the free members can be in your team IDs, but only the upgraded members can actually use the e-commerce features built into EWS. So in the end, only the person with the upgraded account can actually leverage it.
Question for me. Darryl, in our team building PowerPoint, previous to the rollout of this new ID usage, I am aware that if a distributor is a new distributor without any sale yet, yes, so we're trying to help this distributor generate some numbers, okay? And she or he would be the sponsor and the sale under, right? But if we say that there is an enroller above that person, the new distributor without a sale, this new distributor won't get the sale count, and the commission, the special point goes up to the enroller. This is in the PowerPoint that we have been given.
Mhm.
So how does this affect now in this particular program? Because this new distributor who has not had a sale yet is a sponsor, but there is an enroller who gets the special point. She doesn't get the special point. She doesn't get the commission. And we'll have to have another new sale to activate her as a 1A official.
Right.
I think I understood that perfect. So how does that work? How do we go about that? So this new distributor becomes really entitled to that sale if there is another enroller above her or him.
Simply do not have the enroller set. So if you don't set
Okay.
an enroller and you set your team ID, then it will be as if they are the ones booking the sale.
Right. So it's not a fixed template, so to speak, then, right? You can still maneuver and change things around. Okay.
Right.
That
This can
makes
be
sense.
used even if you're not just trying to build rank. For example, you have that occasional person that is a distributor, but they're not proactive enough to have their own business and all of their own websites. This can be used to
Yeah.
help them out when they come bring a lead to you and say, hey, I just need to get this booked. Can you help me? As long as they have their free membership signed up here, you can come in, link it up, and then book the sale directly to them. So it can be used for that purpose as well.
Got it. All right. Thank you. I got that. Anybody else a question on this for Darryl? Guys, this is your chance. We might not get him all the time, so yeah, take advantage of his presence right now.
I have a very basic question, and very, very basic. Because our language is not, available, or we are still learning English language. When our army people, our group in Myanmar, Karen group, Darryl, I talked to you about this, that I'd like to have a session with you, possibly talking to you about helping us too in the future. But anyways, when we register our new distributors, when we go, it seemed like they have really hard time validating, even though on the application we put on emails, phone numbers correctly. I mean, I try to do my best, and I think I'm doing pretty good, because I've done my house shares mistake, but I've been also learning. But it just seems like every time a new prospect or customer gets the machine and processed into their ID number, when we go in to validate just to even get registered, instead of calling or emailing our local office and waiting a few more days or sometime week because of situation, is there any other way you can advise how to go about?
You can always contact EWS support, which is really just going to take the data that you have and try to see if there are any common mistakes to it. But in the end, our system is only querying headquarters servers in Japan for the information, and only they can tell us if it's valid or not. Reasons why it might be invalid, there used to be a time delay. So like between 8 and 24 hours used to be an issue, but ever since they launched their new backend system, there's not supposed to be any time delay. It should be real time. So all I can say is, reach out to EWS support and see if, we can figure out some common issues that might be in the system. It might also be, I don't know if you have, the phone number formats and whatnot. That's a common thing for international phone numbers, at least, that if they're not put in entirely, then they can have validation issues. But literally, we're just checking the straight database that Enagic has. As some cases, maybe Enagic input something wrong. It could be, but those are rare. So I don't know. Just reach out to EWS support. I'd say that's your first step. We're always, especially during our business hours, we're very, very fast to respond. So I would make that your first step. And if we can't figure out anything for you, then the only way that we can go is through Enagic. But if you have like a sample set of a lot of like issues, and then you contact Enagic and you find out what the issue was, if you keep record of that and like come back to me directly and talk to me, show me your data, there might be things that I can do it's working with the techs in Japan to improve the matching process. So I just would need that kind of data, though. If you have any of that, if you collect that over time, share it with me, show me what you put in, what failed, and what Enagic said the problem was. That kind of bits of data might actually help us to improve the matching algorithm.
That's great.
Okay, thank you so much.
We have a few questions for you, Darryl, on the chat side. So Annalisa, if you want to speak up, dear, please go for it. Also, another lady in the chat room.
Thank you, Kami. This is Annalisa. I'm connecting from Norway. My question is, how updated is the registered ranking with the Enagic system? Because I check on the EWS now, and then I click on the refresh rank info, and it said that there are no ranks updates. So my rank is not updated.
That should be real time as well. So I would recommend you click on that chat bubble down here in the corner and let us know which ID number and what rank you know it should be, so that we can actually investigate that, because this is real time data. So if it didn't update but it should, then we need to look into a possible problem.
Okay, thank you.
Mm-hmm.
We also have a question from Ellen. Ellen Leroy, it's your turn.
Hi, this is Ellen. Can you see me?
Hi,
Yes,
Ellen.
thank you.
Yes.
Hi, yes. Can a Tokuray sign up for a free website?
As long as they, have their ID number, yeah, anybody can.
Okay, so even a distributorship, which is FAO already, without reactivating yet the distributorship?
Yes. Yes.
Okay, that's good. Thank you.
Mm-hmm. You're welcome.
That's great to know. And Pio Jerome, do you have a question, dear? Pio just joined us. Thank you for joining. Neil is also here, their team lead from London. Pio? Otherwise, let's have Thelma for now. Thelma, you have a question. You're on.
Okay. Yep. My question is, do you have a free trial to join EWS, especially for new people, like you used to? I think you used to have a free trial for a certain time, and then for a new into the system.
Mm-hmm.
To try.
Well, ever since we went with opening up to a free membership, we didn't redevelop. We had to rebuild our entire billing system, so we had to decide what features to keep and what features to remove. Since we made a free membership, we didn't really see the benefit of going with a free trial, because you're already in the system. From that point forward, what we're trying to do is get people engaged and understanding what extra features could be there, so they can still click around their back office and see what additional features they could have. And our focus is on implementing features that help people discover what those are automatically. So, that we're working on right now, that people will be able to click around the marketing system, click on Contact Manager, watch a video about what it is, and help them decide whether or not that they want to expand upon their business tools that way.
Okay, thank you. And also, way back then, you used to have extra feature if you refer 2 people to be a member under you, right?
Mm-hmm.
But that's not available anymore. It doesn't work that way.
Yeah, that didn't make the cut when we had to redevelop our billing system. We didn't redevelop that feature. It was very underused back in the day. I think we had a total of maybe 50 people that had used it at any point in time. So when management decided what to keep and what to cut, that one went because it wasn't being used.
Right, I see. Okay, thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, me and my team used that with the referral system. We loved it,
Right,
actually.
Right.
Yeah.
By the way, how many features right now? The Ukon features, apart from the machine, the Ukon, the ANSPA, you have the Ukon e-system, right? For the website, for the Ukon, it's piggybacking with the machine that can be purchased on the website, right? You have all the features there, and it's all different prices, right?
Yeah, well, what we actually have is a model of add-ons. So we have your base plan, which is the starter plan at $30 a month. And then everything from that point forward can be done as a la carte. You can just add on what websites you want. And every website would add $10 a month. You get 2 free add-ons to begin with. So your add-ons might be a website or it might be a language. So a lot of people in other parts of the world, they'll add, like, for example, the E2, and then they'll add the language of preference to the E2. So they get that without any additional cost. Then there's the upgrades, which give you additional features. So if you go from the starter membership into the distributor membership, you're actually getting a pretty big boost to the overall system, because we're going to, let's say you have a few different websites. We also have the domain manager here. Now, you would always want to have your own domains for your own brand. And you can actually get your domains right here through the system by clicking add domain and register your domain name. It makes it very easy to set up. But what we do actually, when you do your upgrade to your membership, we will go through every one of the domain names that you have, and we will buy your SSL certificates for you and install them and keep them running. Every year, we renew your SSL certificates for you. So that's a very big bonus to the upgraded tier membership, is that you're getting that little lockbox on your site. It makes it secure. And doing so also gives you access to additional features like the task calendar, which a totally new task calendar version is coming out very soon. That's going to be a lot of fun, actually, with the release of one of our new websites as well. But it also gives you access to the Eco website. This one is a very popular website that's only available on the distributor and leader plans. And the Eco website has languages as well. They're growing, and the languages are built directly into the website. You don't actually have to add them on like you do with the E2. So once you get the Eco website, you'll have French, Spanish, and Romanian right off the bat. And we're growing these. So there's purpose behind the different plans that you want to have. And if you go to our pricing page on Enagic web system, it'll kind of explain it better, all of the different differences between the different plans. But you can pick your choice. Even on the basic starter package, you can pick whichever website that works well for you, or 2 websites, or one website in a language, whatever it is that you want to do. So there's a lot of potential capacity for customizing your Enagic web system however you like. And what I like about it is it grows as you do. I don't recommend people jump in and go for the leader plan and get everything all at once. It's too much too fast. I like to recommend people start on the starter, start on the basic, start on the free one, get your feeling for it, and then keep upgrading as you go. And make use of everything. Every time you upgrade, make use of that fully.
Okay. So we have our dear friend Neil Soge from London. He has a question. Hi, Neil.
Hi, Cam. Hello.
Yes, hi. You have a question. Feel free to pose it to Darryl directly. Thank
Hi,
you.
Darryl. You're right.
Hi, Neil.
Hi. I hope you're well. Darryl, just a quick question. Any update on the EU website, same like AWS? When will it happen? Because I remember it was mentioned by, I think, you guys 2 years ago that you are nearly there. Any updates on that, please?
Okay, which aspect are you referring to? The e-commerce through EWS with Europe? Is that what you mean?
No, I think it's about including the some e-payments included on it. It's the I can't remember now. It's been 2 years now that I think one of the webinar as well, you mentioned that you guys are nearly there, just signing up some papers, something like that. So it will be up and running. I'm not sure. That's why I'm asking now. Anything on EU like EWS?
Well, I can give you an update on what's going on there. you know, for many years, we've been working towards getting EU's e-commerce system up to speed so that they have full online ordering.
Yeah, that's it. I think, yeah.
And it's a lot harder working with EU because we're working with all the individual offices as well, and they've gone through a lot of changes over the years. And the whole e-commerce project, we got it up to about a 90% marker, and then the European office dropped it, saying that they were going to wait for the global web system, which is the new e-commerce software that Japan has been working on. So they kind of dropped it at that point, and the problem is the new GWS platform, as Enagic calls it, just is not ready for Europe yet. So they've kind of been waiting, but it hasn't gone anywhere. So just recently, an officer from Enagic Europe, it was actually just last week, I think, they reached out to us again and asked us to give them a summary of how the whole e-commerce system works and what it would take to get it going. So we gave them a nice, robust response, and we're waiting to hear back from them. That's where we're at now. If they're asking that, it probably means they know that the GWS platform is not coming to Europe anytime super soon. We are working on GWS platform integration right now within the United States, which is going to be, when we launch that, that's going to be like the new standard moving around the world. So it'll have full EWS integration. It'll have full financing online. And as we stabilize the platform in the United States, we're going to be updating all the other ones, including Australia, although I know India is actually on the top of the list for receiving the latest GWS platform. But everybody is going to ultimately end up on that latest platform. In the meantime, because it does take a while to really build out any platform for any particular region, because every region has their own laws and their own ways of doing things. In the meantime, I think Europe might be moving towards getting at least what we have now, that USA and Canada have been using for a long time. So the more that leaders and anybody in Europe write to their offices and ask for that EWS e-commerce integration, the more that kind of stirs the pot and helps them know what it is that you guys really want moving forward. I think it's a good way to go if they want to get their e-commerce finished. We're almost there, so it won't take that much longer. We just have to work with individual branches to do debugging and make sure everything is stable with each branch. So we're really close. We have to kind of dig it up and dust it off a little bit, but we're close. And I think that's a good way for them to go, because it's going to be a while before Europe is going to see GWS. There's other countries on priority right now. So that's the update towards it. The good news is with the new GWS platform, really everything is going in the right direction. And we have a roadmap, very clear roadmap now lined up for a truly global e-commerce system with financing online and everything. And I just keep praying for the death of the forms, for the death of the paperwork, because I don't want to see that. I hate updating forms and papers and seeing all those things.
I know. Okay, so, thanks, Darryl. Thanks, Cami. I think,
you're welcome.
Yeah, thank you.
You're very welcome. Ellen, you have a couple of questions, dear. Speak up. It's your turn. Hi, Ellen. Back to you.
Hi, this is Ellen.
Hi, Ellen.
I have been waiting. I'm from Europe, and I have been waiting to get the website with e-commerce. And if it's still not available, what would you recommend I get? The free website for the moment?
Actually, we've made some pretty cool advances. Even though you're kind of stuck on paperwork, we've made some cool advances recently with 2 of our websites that really at least help your buyer feel like it's a modern process for the first half at least. Let me show you what I mean. The E2 website, this website, we recently launched a whole new version. of the E2, but it's not automatically live for everyone. You have to come in here and you have to switch to it. This account is currently on it, so I'm just going to load that website up. Now the new E2 it's done in a similar technology as our new and popular Eco site. The E2 is available on the starter plan as well, unlike the Eco site. And what we really have done here with the e-commerce system of the E2, for people who are coming in your site and looking to buy, it really at least helps them to feel like they're going through a modern process. They'll be able to select the region that they are going to be shipping to. They'll get the prices for that region. This does a little bit of detection too. This is kind of a nice little feature to make sure that people that were shopping for the right regions. It detects me as in Costa Rica. So then it pulls up the shopping cart and allows them to actually do a full checkout from the shopping cart. And what they actually achieve here on this on the website is that you're going to they're going to be able to put in their name, their shipping address, their billing address, all the kind of details that you need to do the paperwork. And you're gonna get an order into your back office telling you that this person has ordered this machine and here's all their details. And then you can go and grab the right paperwork, pre-fill all of that paperwork, and then contact them directly, making the whole process a lot smoother. So even for people who don't yet have the e-commerce, the E2 or the Eco sites really have the best options for improving the process as much as it can be improved. So I wouldn't wait, because why upgrade EWS? It's not just online sales, because EWS is a marketing platform, and this is about building your marketing database. We always say, if you're in business and you're not building a database, then you're not building a business. Your database is very important for your business. And that's what you're getting with the upgraded membership, is you're getting a full contact management system that allows you to build your database, to rank your prospects so that you know who you're supposed to focus on. You can group them into specific groups that help you to communicate more easily with them. And this is really why you want EWS, even more so than just the online ordering integration. And also with the latest features of the social campaign that helps you actually build your database, that moves traffic into your websites, it gets people opting in. So it's really all of these features. That's really why you want the upgraded EWS. And then if you are in a region that doesn't have online ordering yet, the E2 or the Eco website, either one of those are great options for you.
Okay, so for Europe, you recommend the E2?
Yeah, if
E2
you're
website?
The Eco website, they both kind of do two different things. Let's go back to the website manager. The E2 website is a general product information website. It goes into it, like the homepage is a full introduction to the concept of why Kangen water and how it compares to other waters. And then it goes in directly into product information. It has one page on the business opportunity, which you can configure. You can turn it on or off, however you like. But it also has a lot of languages. We have over 30 languages built in for this website. So it really helps you to target other regions in the world, however you like. So the E2 is good for that purpose. Now the Eco site is just as it sounds. It is about the eco aspect of Kangen water. And this site's very popular because it's got a very strong eco spin. So if you're doing any kind of a marketing from an eco perspective, this site really hits all of the hot button topics that make Kangen water an amazing product to have in your home if you're concerned about these things. Also it has French, Spanish, English, and Romanian languages. And that's ever expanding as well. We'll just keep building onto it. So, but the Eco site's only available on the distributor plan. So if you're not ready for the distributor plan, don't worry. Just start right off with the E2. The eco site's very great for eco type marketing. The E2 is kind of like your general overall kind of marketing. You can use it in very specific ways, and it touches, you know, a lot of topics.
And then later, when the e-commerce is available, we can upgrade in Europe.
Yes, when we complete the e-commerce for Europe, then it'll automatically, any site that you have will automatically be fully integrated. So you won't even have to do a thing. Your site would just automatically have full integration for e-commerce.
Okay. Do we need to buy our own domain name, or is it included in the?
We do include, like, this is an example of a web address that we give you. We call this the default URL. So every single website will have its own kind of default URL that's made up of your username and some domain name that we have associated. But if you're doing any kind of marketing, you'll definitely want to have your own domain name. Default URLs are not going to get SEO. They're not going to get, you know, good ranks in search engines. So you'll definitely, if you're doing any kind of marketing, you just come to Domain Manager, and you can add a pre-existing domain if you already have one, or you can find any domain you like right here in the system and register it, and it will auto configure to your websites. So standard fees for domains in any case. So it's there's no reason not to register through here. It just makes everything much easier. It does automatic configurations. If you already have your domain registered somewhere else, it'll allow you to add it, but then you got to go through and do name server updates. So it's a little bit more complex.
Okay, great. Thanks a lot.
You're welcome.
Hello, good evening, Larry.
Hi, Al. Thank you.
Thank you. My name is Alfonso. I'm reaching you now from Geneva, Switzerland. My first question is, how do I know if my E2 website is using the new or the standard version that you just talked about? And the second question will be, because I just checked now, I discovered that we have different languages. So if I have to have this add-on on any of the languages, do I pay additional to what I'm already paying? Because I'm paying already for my website. Do I pay additional for the language, or I can just choose anyone I like and add it on? Thank you.
Sure. Well, depending upon your membership, depends on how many free add-ons you have available from your website manager. It will actually list that up here at the top. It'll tell you if if you have 0 free or 2 free or 1 free available. Every language for the E2 is an add-on on its own. So you would go to the add-on manager and you'll see all of the languages are listed here. And also, again, it'll check to see if you have anything, if you have any free remaining, and it will tell you if there is any cost or if there's additional charge. So after, most people, if they get the E2, they have our 2 add-ons on the starter plan. They get an additional language. If they want more than that language, you could probably get up to 2 or 3 before it becomes more advantageous to upgrade your plan. And once you upgrade your plan, you get more free add-ons. So the distributor plan has 5 free add-ons instead of just 2, and the leader plan has unlimited add-ons. So on the leader plan, there's no you can add on whatever you want, and there's no additional fee. As far as the new feature that came to the E2, we rebuilt the entire E2 website, and under the configure E2, you'll see this listed over here. If you haven't switched to the new one, then it will look like this. So you'll come here and you'll see currently enabled the old E2 and a little pouty face. and you can see the new website listed right here. You just click this button. Let me show you what it does. So this is like the old E2. And when you do click switch to the new E2 and then refresh, your E2 is instantly transformed. So you can switch, during this introductory period that we're, introducing the new E2, you can switch back and forth however you like. Eventually, the old E2 will be gone. We have deprecated it. We aren't updating it anymore. But we're not going to force everybody onto the new one until they've had a chance to get a feel for it and look at it and know what they're actually getting. And also on the new E2, we are updating some of the new content. So we got 30 languages we got to roll through and update some of the new content that landed in the new E2. So once that's done, we'll probably be pushing everybody into the new E2 and the old E2 will be gone. Until then, you can switch back and forth with this button.
Nice.
Okay. Good evening, everyone.
Good evening.
Hi there.
Good evening. My name is Aibangbe. With you, joining you from Africa, Nigeria, Abuja. I am a new distributor. I want to know which of the website is going to be compatible for us in Africa, Nigeria.
Probably the E2 is your number one. I mean, all of them would be compatible. It depends upon what languages you want to target. Okay. So, and what kind of marketing you want to do. They all have a different purpose. And if you go to, we have a training playlist full of 5 webinars that we did where we actually, and one of I think it's the first webinar, we went through every one of these sites and explained what its specific purpose is. So let me see, that would be at YouTube. Let's just search YouTube for Enagic web system. You'll find us listed here. And inside here, you're going to actually find a lot of great training videos to help you to understand the different features that we have. This one here, for example, is a short one. It covers the EWS plans and which one might be best for you. And most importantly, we have the 4 webinar series here, this tools training.
That may not know who you are. Of course, you're every.
Nice.
This gives you like very solid training on all the different aspects of what makes up EWS. So in this very first, actually, I think it's actually here in the second webinar, actually. The second webinar actually tells you everything you need to know about the different websites and what they would be good for.
Okay. Thank you.
You're welcome.
All right, anyone else? I'm checking right now.
I have a question. How do we get a look into our genealogy as a regular distributor, like in our back office? Is that available?
No, we don't have, EWS doesn't have integration for genealogy at this time. We've been, it's been on our wish list and working with the techs out of Japan to actually get that integrated. I don't know if we'll ever achieve it, but it's something that we're always pushing towards. There's right now, I think the techs are very focused on getting the new e-commerce system up and running. So in due time, we hope to be able to have it integrated here, but until then, they have their own portal for it. Maybe we even link to that portal, or we should.
Yes, you are linked. Yes.
So only the EAPA card member has the access to the genealogy?
That might even be a question better for Kami, but I heard that changed. So EAPA used to be like the only way to access it, but I heard a rumor that changed and now everybody has access. Is that right, Kami?
That's correct.
Yes.
Even new ones, new distributors have access to the back office in eapa.com. However, you don't have all the functionality available to you. It's specific what you can see.